Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Jobless Weebs, episode 108. Everybody, clap your hands.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Oh yes.
That was kind of creepy though. In the anime, it was kind of creepy every time that he did
it. And then, like the narrator voice. Oh man, so creepy. Well, as you might guess, we have another interesting anime. I kind of was reminded of. I was kind of reminded of. Oh dang it! I'm blanking on the name now. Death Parade. This anime. Just for a weird second there. It's like, it's strange. Well, anyway.
Okay.
This episode we'll be covering another awesome anime, but of course, with you today is me, Brian. And
Marco the Virgo Mexican.
Yeah, that's right. How are you this week?
Doing good. Yeah, I've been. I don't know. My body is been acting up. I think I kind of like messed up during sleeping. You know, I'm at that age where if I don't sleep my body is like
it protests.
Screw you.
Yeah. Oh no.
Other than that, I've been good.
That's good.
You know, living the life, living the dream. A little bit.
Nice.
I don't know. I just need to put a lot of things in my life on order and take time off. Take vacation. Like take time off from work and
hobbies.
Probably even hobbies a little bit.
Yeah. Just have pure me time.
Yeah. I need to go out.
I think you go camping.
I don't know. I need to plan it, and by plan it, I mean I need to do it like now. Probably not even planning. Just like one day.
Just do it. You're like out the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I recently got a new addition to the family. Where Tamagi, well, she hasn't passed away.
Oh. All right.
But Tamagi's there.
Your car is still there. Yep.
But now I got Ginro.
Oh, yes.
Ginro is his name. So yeah, I probably just one day I just grab him and, I don't know, go to Vegas or something.
Yeah. Just you and the road.
Yeah, kind of like just for the heck of it. And
Vegas. That'd be fun. Yeah.
But after I have realized that I need time off, like, how's your life going, Brian?
Yes, it's going, which is good. I've been reading or listening to a Japanese book called I Am a Cat. I'll have to let you know how it is because it's like one of those kind of classic Japanese books. Of course, not one of the really, really old ones, but still like kind of old. I'm a cat from by I want to say Natsume, and it's a pretty interesting one. It's like all narrated by a cat, and it has no name, a no-name cat. So it's kind of an interesting one. It's a satire. It's like railing on the human condition and humanity and how everybody's rotten, kind of. And cats are the superior race, even though the cat is becoming more human-like somehow. But yeah, it's an interesting read. I had a pretty good week reading that and watching some more shows and reading some more manga. Like, I found a funny one. It's kind of a big one. It is Hitomi-chan is Shy with Strangers. It's a really cute one.
I think I know it. Let me see.
Yeah. It's a first year high school girl, and she's really, really like muscular and really
yeah, I know it.
And the guy is second year.
Just wanted to make sure. Yeah.
Oh yes. It's a really funny one. I've been reading that. I love it. Yeah, I just love those types of stories where it's like a mismatched couple, but they're so funny. Where the girl is like the strong one. Well, yeah. So yeah, I was having a fun time reading that one too. But yeah, it was all in all a pretty good week. Can't complain.
Yeah. Oh boy, that one's so funny. It's
Yeah.
it's 4-panel manga, right?
It is, yeah. And I think it's still going on, and I believe it's over 100 chapters. So yeah, pretty big.
Yeah, I'm wondering when they are gonna announce the anime for that
Oh, I
one.
know, right? Yeah, seriously. I'm hoping soon because what what Takagi-san, I believe it ended from an announcement I saw. So yeah.
The teasing master, Takagi-san?
Teasing Master, yeah, Teasing Master.
Really?
So yeah, if they animate this one, I'd be down because some anime are gonna be ending if they continue and do a lot more. But yeah,
Right, because
that'd be fun.
I know at least
Another
that
anime.
Takagi-san had a movie just recently.
yes.
Hasn't been released here because
All right,
you know,
America, West.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
King America.
Yeah. What?
But
Why do we? Oh man! Like seriously, why do we have to be so like far apart, different side of the world? Ah, it just irks me sometimes how the world is just so separated and vast. It's crazy. Oh my
that was
gosh.
very philosophical of you, Brian.
Yeah. Oh my. Oh. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. I hope it'll get more seasons.
Yeah. I mean, I started to look at some of the animes coming next year,
But
and yeah, some of them look really promising.
oh yes. Oh yes.
But you know, a lot of times with anime, like one thing is the manga fans, and a lot of times the other thing is, you know, the anime fans.
Yes. Mhm.
So, you know, among the manga and anime fans
Yeah.
are some of the same, but there are some
Yeah.
that, you know, are manga exclusive or anime exclusive.
Yes. Yeah. That's right.
And sometimes, you know, the studio, sometimes it does a great job, sometimes it doesn't. So,
Very true. Even on some of the big titles. Yeah. Oh man.
but oh boy. But anyways, what do we have for today, Brian?
Yeah, today we have a great one. Following from the tone of how we started, everybody clap your hands. The anime that we'll be talking about today is Juuni Taisen, or War of the 12th, something like that.
Yeah.
Zodiac War. So this one is a really, really rambunctious one. It's a battle royale, which is a fun genre in itself. I'm not like in these types of anime just because of the battle royale aspect, but man, are there some good ones like Fate Stay Night. Really love them. Unlimited Blade Works, a couple of others, but like these ones where it's to the death, and this one it's just, you know, gory to the max, very violent. It like it has a lot of stuff going for it.
Yeah, as I was watching it, you know, because from the very first episode, you see stuff that we're gonna cover.
Oh yes.
And I was like, why did Brian send me this?
Oh yes, yeah. What? Yeah, seriously. Yeah, we haven't really done any really overly bad or overly like.
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, like
good stuff.
We did mention about like, you know, Death Parade, and there was this one scene that was a bit messed up.
Yeah.
But not the whole anime.
Right. Right. Yeah, this one is the whole anime.
Yeah, so this is a really strange anime because you know, like, there will be only one survivor from this battle of 12 that it's so
right from the get-go we know 11 will die, maybe 12, but at least definitely 11. Yeah, when they mentioned that I was like, are you kidding me? Like they could all die.
Yeah.
Oh, what? But yeah,
and so the thing with this one, it's it also kind of reminded me of have you ever watched Darwin's Game?
Oh yes, yeah.
I think that's
game.
I don't know if it's on Netflix anymore, but it used to be on Netflix.
That's right.
So Darwin Game was nice because it was also kind of like a battle royale.
Yeah,
in a way, but not at the same time because you know there were a lot of kind of like the main characters left alive, and also it involved a lot more people. Which on this one it's only 12.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, go crazy, literally.
Oh boy.
So yeah, I really like the opening song.
Oh yes. Right.
And
it's a great one.
And I hated the ending song.
Oh, okay.
And I will
fair.
Like I will give you my reason of why after we're done talking.
Gotcha. Okay, we'll get back to it then. Yeah, I did like the opening song. It's really great. I like also the stills and the visual aspect of the songs there, especially when they're posing with like their movements and stuff. Really cool. So this one, it came out in 2017. The anime aired. There was a there was a light novel and a manga too. Right. And let's see here. So yes, the end of 2017, the anime aired. This one is 12 episodes long. So it's a pretty short, quick watch.
Yeah.
This one.
And also there are no more new seasons because
right.
I mean, your characters died. So
right. Yeah.
Unless you create kind of like another spin-off.
Sure. Yeah, maybe or maybe like another war.
Yeah.
But yes, yeah.
So
this one is
the anime, it's
pretty self-contained.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. So like you don't need to do like a lot of thinking because if you want to watch this anime with just the intention of like, I'm gonna turn my brain, I'm gonna let the psychopath of a monkey that I have on my brain like have a good time, is like, yeah, go do it. There is some kind of like philosophical part to it.
There are, especially the end.
Yeah.
But in a very
immature way.
Yeah. I guess you
immature, childish way.
A childish way, yeah. Childish philosophy.
Yeah, kind of like,
but it does.
Kind of like when you're a teenager and you're like, I remember that's kind of like a cringe part of my past that I used to be like very philosophical, and now I think and it's like, oh my gosh, shut up.
I was an idiot.
Yeah. Something I check, kind of like my old Facebook post, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh, no. Like, yeah. Bury that. Yeah.
That's why I don't open Facebook anymore. Like I used to have Facebook, even share, the podcast. And
really?
Yeah, no, I don't open Facebook anymore.
Oh, like, okay.
They're like, nope. It's like,
yeah.
But
okay, I can see
so it wasn't that way. Also, I did notice that, for each of the 12 episodes, we are offered a perspective of how the world is viewed from each one of the characters, except for one.
Oh yeah, except for one. The dog. Wait, we kind of
the rabbit.
Ah, okay. We only really see his wish, don't we? Or
yeah, kind of like in a way. But
Okay.
But that we will cover.
Yeah.
So it's like, this anime is just like kind of like
We get another
childish, philosophical, like kind of like
Mhm.
a perspective of how each one of the characters view the world and how they decided to act upon that. Because they were from
many different backgrounds.
many backgrounds and also different ages.
Oh, vastly.
Kind of like from like teenager to even old age.
Yeah, like I don't even know if they mention it, but yeah, pretty old age, like 80, 90.
Yeah, or something like that.
Maybe. But yeah, vastly different walks of life, different. I guess you could even say like, financial positions, but yeah, and then,
and also a lot of times.
but they're all.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, but they're all thrown into this mix of having to face this one particular problem, which, now that I think of it, is kind of unfair. Well, the whole thing is kind of unfair, but yeah, they're all very, very different, and the value of what they're doing is also very different between all of them.
No, that's right. And so this story takes place in a ghost city.
Yep.
Where they mention like, oh yeah,
like
it has this many people. They're gone.
They're gone, yeah. Which is really, really weird, because we've seen this kind of setup in Fate Stay Night, in those stories where they have the citywide battle. Well, quote unquote citywide, but in that one it's like very hush hush, and you have to do it secretly. But in this one, it's literally they evacuated the city. So yeah, I think that right off the bat,
they evacuated.
Ooh. Now that you mention it,
just think about it. Did they really evacuated people? I don't think so.
That's right. They didn't detail it in what exactly.
They're like, oh yeah, it's empty. How do you empty it?
Right. They kind of gloss over it.
Like, don't mind it.
See. Yeah.
Because it's this empty city. Everyone meets at a kind of like a skyscraper.
Yeah.
And these 12 people are based on the 12 zodiac animals from China.
Yep.
Which, let me see if I can remember them.
Oh yes. Go ahead.
So it's the dragon, the serpent, the ox, the horse, the rabbit, the rat, the chicken.
Yep.
The dog, the boar, the sheep, and I'm missing two.
Oh.
Which one? The tiger?
Oh yes. Yes, yeah. Can't forget tiger. And then
I was so close.
Yeah. Oh yes. Very, very, very. Let me see here. Monkey.
The monkey.
That's all 12.
Yeah. There you go.
That's right.
And so,
yeah.
There is this battle royale that happens every 12 years.
From these 12 families.
Yeah, kind of like from these 12 prominent families of mercenaries.
Yeah. They describe them, every one of them, as a warrior, which is, I guess, slightly accurate, slightly a little bit skewed, I think, in maybe Rat's estimation. But it's this idea that they're a warrior from their respective families, and they actually do go out and fight battles and stuff in their own capacity, in their own way.
Yeah, they're hired, and they're hired. Go to war, and and they turn the tide. Yes, the war, and it was not unheard of that one army would have a warrior and the opposing army would have another warrior.
So And right at the beginning, we assume, yeah, they're pretty powerful, and they can definitely like change the tide of war wherever they are. The first one that we meet is Boar. She is
So messed up.
gun-toting, kind of like a lady, I guess you could say.
I mean, she's a woman. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah. She's like, she has this attitude of she can like obliterate other people. And she has twin machine guns.
Yeah.
So she comes in.
And her special power, it's
yes.
no reload.
No reload. That's right. So she comes up. She comes up to this top floor, and she shows up. We see a little bit of flashbacks, a little bit of background for her, but she comes up and she says, "I'm Boar. I'm fashionably late," kind of a thing, and that's apparently a tradition for her. And right from the get-go,
also because in the Zodiac folklore.
Yes, which pertains to this.
Yeah, the oaks got late. The rat got early because it was riding
on the ox. Yep, took advantage of that.
The cat was not invited because the rat tricked him.
Yep. Yep.
So there were still a lot of this kind of like hidden messages that if you're not aware of the story, you're like, oh, okay,
yeah.
But if you've heard this story before, it's like, oh, okay, I see what you did.
Yeah, it correlates and it weaves into the story, and their personalities are kind of reflective of those stories. So Boar, she arrives late, but right from the get-go, somebody's dead.
Yeah, there's like a headless body there, and it's from one of the twins that it was.
Yeah,
I guess one family had two warriors, so it was like
Snake and the Dragon.
The Snake and the Dragon, because they were always together.
Yep.
And so it's this body, and everybody's like, oh, so we started already, huh?
Yeah.
And everyone is really secrecy.
Yeah, everybody's wary too.
Like,
they're all kind of like
minding their own business.
Right.
And then we have this psychopath of a host saying like, hey, we're gonna like just drink this stuff and
eat it.
Yeah, eat it.
These jewels, which they were freaking huge. And when I saw that, I was like, he wants to swallow it? No way! Like
you're gonna need more than water for that.
Yeah. Oh, ew! Oh man!
The way this battle royale works is like you have to get the gems out of your enemies.
Yep.
And it was, again, the first episode was strange because we have most of it with Boar story.
Yeah.
This really messed up story that how she broke her sister.
And this is the first
because her sister was chosen.
Right.
So she broke her. And so she was chosen. And she's like, I'm gonna win and all of this stuff.
Right.
And she sees Monkey and she's like, oh, freaking Monkey.
I hate her.
I hate her because like, and
yeah. So we have no like backstory when we start from this.
Yeah, we only have the backstory of her.
It's so weird.
And you're like, okay, she's a terrible person, clearly.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Because
I was really confused because when I started it thinking that she would be, maybe possibly the main character, because that's you're following her, you get her backstory.
I mean, that's a standard, that's a standard anime practice. It's like the first character you see is like, okay, I think that's the main character,
right?
But it's like, no, not quite.
Yeah,
it's like we don't do that here.
Yeah, that's right.
So like they're giving instructions
Man,
of like,
it's
hey,
wacky.
once the times hits, like you are free to go crazy on you guys. And
Right.
then Monkey's a pacifist. She's
Yeah.
like, hey, why don't we make a team? We try to sell this. I got an idea to
Um.
like finish this messed up game.
Yeah.
Because also the idea is like, get the other 11 gems,
Mhm.
and once you win the battle royale, you'll have a wish granted.
Oh yes, and
Anything,
also
anything you want.
that's right. Uh-huh. And also the antidote, so you can.
Oh, and then because that gem also it's poison. So
That's right. Yeah, which kind of was weird for me because it's like, oh, it's a poison that'll only activate inside of your stomach because of the acid of the stomach. And it's like, you serious?
like anime
You
chemistry, man.
serious?
Anime chemistry.
Yeah. Oh,
You've heard about anime physics?
oh yeah.
Get ready for anime chemistry.
Anime chemistry. Oh boy. Yeah. So anime. So yeah, it's really interesting. And so they're just like let loose, and man, it's wacky. Like this whole battle, it just plays out in a really, really strange way. Because yeah, Monkey, she says, yeah, let's like basically team up, and I think I want to say she mentioned that she had a way to save everybody, which for everybody else, can they really like trust that?
Yeah, like can you trust it?
Yeah. And so, but a ton of people raised their hands. And then
I think it was Rat,
Rat,
Ox,
Horse definitely did.
Horse, Rabbit.
Yeah, once Rabbit raised his hand.
Oh, and by the way,
else.
Rabbit was the one that killed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's right. We forgot to mention, and he's holding his sword, and it's dripping with blood. He's like, "Don't look at me! Like I wasn't the one who did it." And it's like,
"It was this."
Are you serious? Are you kidding me?
It wasn't me.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, Rabbit. He's a psycho, like through and through. So yeah. Also, their clothes are all very distinctive. Rabbit, I would say, stands out the most.
That was
just, oh yeah,
interesting choice.
Right. It's like just like a rabbit
and
I don't
chicken.
What? Oh yes, chicken. Yeah, she had like a robe, but she had like a bikini.
Yeah,
and that was it. Yeah,
those ones were the most. Oh, and Tiger. I guess Tiger as well.
Oh yes, and Tiger as well. Yeah, that's right.
But
and
yeah,
she had cat ears. Too.
Yeah, but anyways, after she proposes, like teaming up, not everyone was agreeing to it, so the floor collapses.
That's right. Yeah,
the floor collapses, and everyone just like makes a run for it. Everyone except our main character of the first episode.
Yes, Boar. She's just out in the open. That alone, I was like, wait, what's going on? Like, we're still following her, kind of a thing. But I started to get the feeling around here she would die, which is kind of unheard of for main characters. It happens, but I was like, I don't know about this anymore. She like goes off. She realizes everybody else went to hiding, ran away.
Yeah, and she's thinking who's like who are the strongest one? Like who?
That's right.
Who can like be on equal ground with her? It's like Oaks definitely. Monkey, like she's cunning, so she can give me a run for my money.
Yeah,
and she finds Usagi, like the rabbit.
Yeah.
And she starts battling with him, and like everything's going
Yep.
good, and she's all high and mighty.
Right, because like she has the advantage with her guns, and she gets grabbed from behind.
Yeah,
Oh boy!
by a headless body.
Oh man!
And so
she dies.
yeah, because the thing is, like, after she's like, "Oh, no, reload my power!" Ha ha ha! Pew 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 pew.
Yeah.
She gets hauled, and it's like, "Oh yeah, I'm like killing psychologically, like the warrior of the rabbit, power necromancy," and he's like, "Oh, come on!" Like,
yeah. And hers was killing bountifully. So yeah, he just straight up stabs her.
And that was it?
And that was it, yeah.
That was it?
It was so surprising. We find out that Rabbit is a type of necromancer. He calls himself a necromantist. Which is kind of funny.
I don't know what's the difference of, but
yeah, it's like very specific about that. What a funny guy. But yeah, we are thrown into this battle royale right from the get-go. 2 people are dead, and it's just insane. We get a little bit of personality from some of the others, but yeah, as you mentioned, each one of them has kind of like their perspective given. This is almost I almost want to say each episode is a different perspective, like each one has their own episode kind of a thing, which is kind of accurate. It's pretty close. And I do have my notes today. Let's see. Yeah, we probably won't cover like every detail on everybody's background, but yeah, each one has a very unique outlook on life, unique past, and their backgrounds pretty much explain why they are the way they are. Man, getting your sister to kill herself though, that was pretty dark for all of them. For any of them. Oh my gosh, Boar was crazy.
So yeah, she's the first one that dies.
That's right.
Then second episode, we have a dog.
That's
dog
right.
and chicken.
Yep.
They just find each other. They start to notice like, oh, this rabbit guy, he's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Because he now has 2 minions with him.
Yep.
And they're like, okay, like I'm gonna think about things. We see a little bit of Dog's past, how he was, kind of like a hitman.
Yeah.
As well. And he has poison in, I guess, his fangs.
Yeah.
And his poisons, like that's his power.
That's right.
And his poison work in a good way and I guess in a bad way.
That's right. Yeah.
They can either boost you or they can, kill you.
Yeah.
And he finds the chicken, and the chicken, it's like this girl that is, kind of frail and kind of like,
she's kind of timid.
A chicken.
Yes. Yeah.
She's a bit of a chicken.
That's right. So, she's very deceptive. She talks with Dog, basically approaches him in the parking lot, in like the underground parking lot, and basically says, hey, let's team up. Like Rabbit, he's getting more people who should probably team up. It's kind of like the common sense or the smart thing to do at this point. Dog has some kind of like suspicions against this, but he just sees Chicken as a very timid girl. So he's like, oh, like, yeah, I could team up with her and then I could kill her like anytime I want, basically.
Yeah.
Oh boy, was he wrong. Like, it was the other way around.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He just like bites her
Yep.
And he's like,
And he
don't
does-
worry, I didn't punch you. I
Uh-huh.
just like boost your strength.
He
He's like,
gives-
so don't
he
worry,
gives her,
like, so
one
let's
man
move.
army.
And when he's like, let's move, she's like,
Yeah.
he like crushes his head and is like,
Crushes-
whoa,
Dude, yeah. Dude, oh man. I can't believe that happened. Chicken, turns out that this is her way of war, her way of fighting is deceiving others. And her background, she grew up in a very abusive home. Her parents were terrible people, but
so she told the birds to eat them.
Yeah. And they're just lying on the floor, and man, it is a gruesome scene. She basically has amnesia from that point onwards. I guess from like the trauma of all that from her childhood. But she becomes a warrior, and she just starts like betraying everybody. It's crazy stuff. Like to the point where she forgets who her allies are. So I don't even know like how it works with like their families and like them being warriors. It's a really weird thing. They are mercenaries. They
didn't
get
really
hired. Yeah, they don't really
Like-
go into like the family aspect of it.
Yeah, except for Boar, that was the only
Oh yeah, Boar.
portion.
That's right. Oh, and also Boar's father won the previous.
Yeah, he was a champion.
Yeah, he was the
once.
champion one. He was the champion from I think the most recent one. Chicken.
I mean, yeah, because the most recent one was 12 years ago. So
That's right. Yeah, 12 years ago. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Fate Stay Night had a lot more of family of mages type thing, where they're like much more like in the family. But yeah, this one was really odd. It didn't really feel like it was like the families fighting. Very, very fascinating.
yeah.
But yeah, just Boar.
After the chicken takes care of the dog,
Yes. Oh my gosh. And oh man. We find out she has a bird's eye.
Oh yeah,
ability.
she can. I mean, she can talk with birds, and the birds can do her beating.
That's right.
And so from there,
And
she just like
from
goes
the
to a
birds.
convenience store.
Uh-huh.
She finds the rat, and they're like,
Mm.
"Hey, why don't we come?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I'll show them where you are." And so,
Right? She
so the rat
follows
is
along.
the rat is hiding on the sewers with the monkey, because the monkey is still set on like, "Oh, I want to save as many of the warriors as possible."
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, but the snake is dead, and now the boar is also dead, and I think the dog is dead."
Yeah.
Because the chicken tells her like, "Oh yeah, the dog was killed."
Yo, little do they know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Monkey, she just has her back turned towards her.
Yeah,
And it's like
monkey
Rat
has
is also
this-
sleeping.
Yeah, this mindset of like,
Mhm.
it's fine, we trust you because you're not gonna do anything bad. Because like yeah, we're all going through rough. So it's like she gives her kind of like the Naruto talk.
She does, yeah.
Because
Yep.
she could have just like attacked them and call it
Yeah.
good. But
With
it's
her
like
pitchfork. What a weird way.
it's like no, you know what? No,
Yeah.
I can stay here, so I'll be leaving.
Right.
And so
right.
when she leaves,
Uh-huh.
she finds Ox,
Ox. Yep.
right?
Uh-huh. And Ox, he basically confronts her like, hey, I don't know how he gets to it, but he concludes that she was just with Monkey. And she gets kind of defensive, like her stance. Ox is like, oh, then you are you were like just with her, weren't you?
Like,
So yeah, it's really
So
like
you're
oh, man.
friends,
It's like a
huh?
mental battle. It's crazy. For some reason, Chicken was swayed by Monkey. And I thought for sure it was going to be her ability or something, but
me too.
it wasn't.
it was- yeah,
like,
she was
are you
just-
serious?
Kind of like nice up to like a creepy
it
point.
was literally just talk no jutsu. But Ox, he he wants nothing to do with it. Uh, he's probably the smartest one, as they say, the genius, uh, the genius warrior, was it?
Yeah, he was a genius
Yeah,
warrior.
genius warrior, and he just runs with her, kills her straight up. So yeah, chicken was an odd one because she was so bent on winning by like betraying others and thinking that's like the right way to do it because you can't trust anybody else. But not even that, just for the sheer sake of
Survival.
Yeah, survival and getting atop of everybody else. You just betray everyone. She kind of lost that stance and that motivation to the point where she just like self-destructed, which was kind of sad.
She did, didn't she?
Yeah, she definitely self-destructed. Oh man.
The next one. What's the next one again?
It would be.
It was the monkey, right?
Yes. Monkey is next because Rat starts talking to her.
Yeah, Rat starts telling like after Chicken leaves, Rat starts talking to Monkey saying like, "Hey, your ideologies, your way of thinking, I think it's
it's not quite right."
Yeah,
he says, yes, not even that. He says he's basically challenging it because Rat hates peace itself. He believes even if you like save people, those people will become they would just be trash because they think it's somebody else's job to fight, so they like never lift a finger.
Yeah,
and he just hates that.
Because we did see a little bit of Monkey's background where she was trying to mediate between parties.
Yeah.
So the war would stop, and then the war kind of like stopped. But then even worse scenario happened, and she was like, "Oh crap!"
Yep. Yeah. And she just believes in peace for the sake of peace, thinking it's what I'm not even sure. It's just like she just wants peace for the sake of peace. I think it was kind of funny that she was trained by the three monkeys. I think that's like, granted, they all have supernatural abilities. Rabbit can raise the dead, but she gets trained by monkeys. It's like, are you serious? It's so funny. And it's like the classic speak no evil,
see no evil,
and
hear no evil.
Hear no evil, yeah. And she goes out to the world. I want to mention this because I think this really highlights maybe where Monkey went wrong. Granted, in this one, it's kind of hard to say like evil and good or maybe like right and wrong. Ox may be the one who maybe got the closest to like right and wrong or like the whole idea of that. But Monkey, her mistake may have been getting to this point of like, yeah, peace is the ultimate truth. Everybody should be at peace. There should be no war. Nobody should be fighting. But to the point where she got to that point, but then chose to go to the world where nobody else is enlightened. Everybody else wants to like fight and stuff. So I would say maybe that's where she went wrong.
Yeah.
Because
she wanted to, impose her values on other people and kind of like not by force,
Right.
But
Right, because she doesn't like
in that instance where she was talking with like the generals of the two opposing armies.
Oh yeah.
She's like, "Hey, why don't you cease fire? Why don't you cease fire?" No, we're never gonna do it. It's like, "Oh well, I went behind your backs to talk."
Oh yeah.
You know, the front lines
soldiers,
and they decided to cease fire, and it's like, okay, so it was like you didn't really fix anything. You just found the new route. And then eventually it caught up to you, and then it went even worse.
Right, because that devolved into another war.
Yeah, because it was kind of like a rebellion, and then it was more dead, and it was like, oh, crap. Because a lot of her points were really good.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, like. But if there were no wars, that would be amazing.
Yeah. Because she was like, oh yeah, your country has not been productive because a lot of your resources that you could be producing or importing and exporting, like it's actually on the war, and it's like, but then that place decided to become like independent from the countries, and so now it was a little country against two big countries.
Yeah, literally being crushed.
Bad decision. So yeah,
very fascinating.
She starts thinking about that, like. One of the things that she has gone wrong is like she has all these plans to bring peace.
Yeah,
but they just don't work because it's not
an ideal world. Yeah. In an ideal world, there would be no wars.
And so they get discovered by a bunch of dead birds.
Yep.
And she starts attacking. She starts fighting the rabbit.
Yeah.
There's also this headless corpse. The corpse from Boar was actually defeated by chicken. So.
Oh yes, yeah.
So that one's good.
Yeah.
And also, they cannot become zombies if Usagi doesn't kill them
directly. That's right. Yeah.
So it was only the headless body.
Yep.
The headless body starts chasing the rat. The rat is like, oh crap, makes a run for it. Yep. She starts fighting the monk, and she's like, she has more ability.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh yeah, like, I think I can do it. I think I can do it.
Because she's literally fighting Rabbit along with this flock of birds that are just like circling her. And yeah, it's a really strange power because he can raise the dead. He can raise people as long as he kills them themselves, but also birds.
Or animals.
Which is
like that.
Also animals. It's like, whoa, that's a really crazy ability. Like they even mention it later, but like, why is he even in this war? He can just like take over the world just by being himself. Really, really weird. So Rat, he starts going after Snake, so they get separated. We do see a couple of the other people. We see Horse fight with Ox momentarily,
and then just run away.
He just runs away, and everybody's really surprised that he even survived their encounter. They kind of make it seem like he died, but then the episode cut away to something else, and then we see Horse. He's just hiding. We also see
Sheep.
Yes, we see a little bit of Sheep. With his background, we don't see Tiger. We don't really see Tiger.
We see Tiger.
Quite yet. We see her in like episode 7.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Because he's like
episode 9. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all of this is happening. It's like Monkey starts to overwhelm Rabbit.
Yeah.
To a point where he gets kind of like in a weird position, and she's like, "Oh yeah, he can see me like this," and then she gets 2 freaking swords
in her chest.
And she's like,
"Yeah,
how? Like he couldn't see me."
Right.
And then you see like a head a bodiless head.
Right, just in a tree. Yeah.
And he's like,
Oh, man.
Usagi is like, oh, having friends is great because they can give you a heads up.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. He's a very
And like,
great
yeah,
sense of humor.
Monkey story ends there. She becomes a zombie.
Yep. And dang, like that was so, it just drains you seeing her just get turned into one of his puppets, because she probably had like, oh no, that's what it is. She keeps saying that she has this plan. She has this great way of figuring it out and save everybody or stop the war. However it was, yeah, she just dies and it all ends.
Yeah.
She joins his ranks. Rat is just kind of moving around.
Yeah. So after that, like some of the other episodes we see, a little of the backstory of the horse, how he went through a lot, so he decided to modify his body.
Yeah.
But he's still a chicken.
He basically
like he's still a coward.
He is. And because in his background, in his backstory, we see him in a war, and he's literally just he just gets defeated and pushed off a cliff. So yeah, and his whole mindset is just beefing yourself up to the point where you're kind of like hiding yourself.
Yeah, and he's hiding himself, and he like the rats find him, and he freaks out because like how the
did you get here? Yeah, apparently Horse barricaded himself in this room with a bunch of like barricades. They were like files or something.
Yeah.
Apparently he moved everything, and Rat just nonchalantly appears. It's crazy.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, you might not want to be here anymore because I've been chased. I was chasing him, but
coming after you." Oh right, the tables turned, and now he's being. Now
he's like, "So, just a heads up, bye."
Yeah. Well, he does tell him that he does tell him kind of like the state of affairs now. Monkey is dead, so the pacifist alliance is no more. So, yeah, you're like on your own type of thing. His comment about the screen, the shattered screen, was pretty interesting. Whenever he gets a new smartphone, he says he intentionally shatters the screen so it's cracked. And he's like, isn't it pretty metal? It's like, what in the world? What is Rat thinking? Like, he is a mystery. And he's like, oh yeah, the rat, he can get through any crack. But yeah, so he leaves. Snake, he
starts,
he's a little snake. And
it's just fire.
Yeah. But freaking Horse, he thought nobody would like ever come in. He thought even Rat coming in was like a fluke, thinking that Snake couldn't get in here the way he did. And he's like, yeah, I'm just going to stay here, stay holed up. Rat basically told him, hey, you're basically dead since you're not taking any action. You're as good as dead.
And he was. So he gets asphyxiated.
Yep.
And the rabbit is like, oh, what do we have here?
Yeah. And so Monkey drags him out. That was a really weird part. I was like, oh boy, yeah, they need the gem, but man, this is pretty terrible for Horse. Poor guy. Like,
yeah, poor guy. He like, for starters, he found Ox.
Right. Yeah.
And Ox just
very unlucky. Ox just
the crap out of him. So
yeah,
the little self-confidence he had, his abilities were crushed.
Yep. Yeah. So like, out of all of them, Snake doesn't even do a thing, but Horse hardly does anything at all. Rabbit, like at this point, we assume he's gonna get another puppet, but he doesn't. He
Not yet, yeah.
yeah.
Because the next one we have it's Sheep. We have
Yep.
his backstory, how he was
That's
a
right.
champion when he was younger.
Yeah,
He
won the preview,
and he wanted to see, his that was his wish. He wanted to see his grandson or his grandkid.
Oh yeah, his grandchild.
I don't remember if it was a boy or girl, but and he had a good life.
Girl. Yeah,
and then it was like, no, I'm just gonna go again to to the tournament.
Yeah, because apparently the grandkid was chosen, but he's like, no, I'm gonna take their place and I'll go in.
Yeah, and he was really cunning. He didn't really have any special powers,
right?
Other than making explosives,
right? Yeah,
which in itself it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, he has a pretty good kind of like strategic mind, and he thinks of like different ways that this will play out.
Yeah, because he's thinking like, oh yeah, well, the powerhouses is the ox, monkey, and the rabbit. It's like, he lists. I better not mess around with them, so I'll look for others. And
and he thinks to himself, I'm gonna meet up with maybe like a middle ranking one and team up with them. And he's kind of like strategizing at this place with little stuffed animals. really cute stuffed animals. It's really funny. So, and with him, he was so cunning, he didn't even eat the poison.
Oh yeah, he
hid it in his beard. Yeah. So we are thinking like, yeah, he's pretty cunning. He's pretty smart. Maybe he actually would survive till maybe the last 3 or even maybe 2. But he's kind of like second to last ranking himself. So we know he's pretty weak. He does escape from Ox, which was pretty good. I think for sure he would have died if he met Ox head on. He escapes from Ox and he's going around and he has like this bomb to basically clinch the whole war, but it's kind of like a really big bomb, or at least I don't remember what he calls it. But Sheep goes around and he finds Tiger just in the bench and totally drunk.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't remember her. Like, she's drunk. So it's like, no big deal.
That's right. He's like, oh, she's even weaker than me. Like, this won't even be worth it teaming up with her. But he thinks but he's like still hiding at this point. But Tiger senses him and calls him out. So Tiger's like, hey, why are you like hiding up there, old man? And like, come down and show yourself. Sheep is like, kind of like wary, but he thinks nothing of her being super, super drunk and totally weak. He comes down and like everybody is really like overestimating themselves. Everybody thinks
and everyone just dies like
they
this.
Just die so quick. Yeah, freaking. He comes down there, and like it, and the anime it likes to jump back and forth around a lot, but this encounter is so quick. He comes down there. She's like talking to him. She's saying like, "Oh, I kill in a drunken rage. That's my
and he's like, wait, what?
Oh, really?" And then bam, he's just ripped apart, and she just has his jewel, and it's like, are you serious? He like died like that.
What was that?
Put him in a fight. So he just falls down to the ground. He's dead. Yeah, like, man,
Yeah.
he put up no fight whatsoever. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
The backstory of Tiger was interesting
Yes.
because like she was just like a regular girl that she would practice in a dojo.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "Oh yeah, you were able to defeat everyone in the dojo, so now you are the warrior." And she just started going to wars, and everything was so messed up that she just like draw herself alcohol. And she was like, "Oh yeah, when I drank alcohol, like I was able to function well.
Yeah, I can forget everything.
Don't forget everything. No worry."
Yeah.
And so she got lost, but like it kind of worked for her for what she did.
Oh yes, yeah.
And
oh man, I really felt for her because
I did.
She had a great like mentor. She had like great direction. Because of course she was taught like the martial way. Bu and Michi, which is like Bu is like honing yourself, getting a really good fighting ability, but then Michi is the execution of that for right. But yeah, she just throws it all out the window, and then she basically gets disowned. And this is kind of like an odd part. She's continuing to be on these battles, on these war fronts, but she forgets who she's fighting for because she like doesn't look at people's faces anymore. So that part confused me. Is like she still is on the battlefield, but I guess everybody's her enemy now, which is really sad. Yeah. Oh man.
From that we kind of like move a little bit to the dragon and the snake background.
That's right.
But those guys were also terrible.
They were messed up. They were really messed up.
They only care about money, and they didn't care about money.
They didn't care about. Yeah, that's right.
It was these were like, oh, we just want to make a statement of like, we have the money, you don't have it.
You don't have it. Yeah, exactly. Oh man. That one is probably the most despicable backstory. We didn't see rabbits. True. He's worse probably. Oh man. I wish we did see his backstory, but I guess technically he is the antagonist.
Yeah.
In a way.
He's definitely the one to beat.
That's right, yeah. And so, gosh dang, Dragon and Snake, they're despicable. They literally steal from the rich to give to the poor.
And then kill the poor.
But then they kill everybody. Yeah, rich, the poor. So... Yeah, it was very odd. And they don't even have any love towards each other either. Like, they were just using each other also.
Yeah, those ones were
tough.
And again, it was like the dragon overestimated his abilities because he saw that monkey was it monkey or Usagi was fighting with Ox.
Oh yes, Ox. Which part was it? Because let me see. Yeah, Dragon. Well,
I know, I remember. So after Sheep is killed, Ox finds Tiger.
Yes,
and we have that's where we have the backstory, and when we have these two together, then they are attacked by the headless.
That's right.
Corpse by Snake. They start to team up because even when they slice the corpse, freaking corpse just
can still move. Somehow an arm can just move by itself.
And the dragon is looking at this and is like, "Oh, okay, so the rabbit is making use of my useless brother. It's like,
Right.
but I think we can still do our teamwork. So don't
Yeah,
worry, little
so
brother. I will help you. And like he
Yeah, so
jumps, and when he jumps, just like
uh-huh.
it's
Yep.
like
That's what happens, yeah. Because he's taken out also without really doing anything. Monkey, freaking rabbit uses her by
to jump,
take a
right?
first by basically distracting dragon with snake's head, and then monkey boosts up rabbit, and dang, they go way high up. Because dragon, he has an ability that is basically fly or like float or something like that. Rabbit slices him in half, and they both come back to the ground, and then that's where they start fighting each other all together. But yes, and so we also see a little bit more backstory with Tiger, where Ox basically asks her for her help to get out of the chokehold just before Rabbit comes back down. He's like, "Hey, if you help me, let's fight one-on-one, and it'll be kind of like our own personal duel. Forget the war. We'll just duke it out. Like, I think you have it seems like you have a grudge against me, so like it'll benefit both of us, kind of thing." So they get out in a genius way. That and that's where we see Tiger does know Ox, but in a very odd way. She's like on the battlefield, but he comes over and basically kills everybody, thinking that he's saved
like a refugee.
her. Yeah, like she was a citizen. So he basically tells her, "Hey, I saved you. Like, you're free to go." He like carries her away because she was injured or something. They talk about right, and he says, "Hey, if you're suffering, just decide to do right, and then just do it." And that's like his whole
motto.
That's his whole life and ideology. So he doesn't even strategize. He just like his killing way is killing systematically.
Yeah.
So he doesn't even need a plan or anything. He's just so good. So they start fighting all together. Rabbit, monkey, snake's head, snake, and then
the dragon
with his two parts.
that was weird.
It was.
I mean, they managed to break kind of like the nitrogen.
Yeah, the
tank,
liquid hydrogen.
Or liquid hydrogen, or
liquid hydrogen. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, it was a cool thing.
Yeah.
And so they immobilize her because they managed to destroy them. And they're like, "Okay, we're good.
That's right.
We're good." It's like, okay, well, I think we can have or duel.
Yeah.
And
they take out Rabbit. They like slice him up.
Oh yeah, they take out Rabbit, and they're like, "We're good."
Yeah. So yeah.
And they think like, "Oh, we killed this guy.
Right.
Think we're gonna be good."
Yeah.
And then like a knife is thrown, and Tiger notices and like pushes Ox, and she gets hurt. And it's like, what just happened? Yeah. And it's freaking Rabbit, and it's putting his body parts together, and they're like, you notice that the guy was already dead, for starters.
Right. He died. He was cut up.
And he was controlling himself in, I don't know, that's necromancy in a new level.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was a crazy plan of Rabbit. He bit off his own tongue in order to win. controlling himself. We don't really ever get like an explanation of how he controls them, but
that's another anime thing because it's like,
it is an anime thing. Like his head also gets sliced, but he's still coming after them.
And so yeah, they make a run for it.
They run away
because they see the pieces still going after them.
Yep.
And Tiger is now at Dad's doorstep.
Yep.
And he's like, no, like he's still having flashbacks of that time where Ox saved her. And they go to a park. And she's like, no, I want you to kill me because I don't want to be a zombie. And like,
I won't make it if we go to a hospital.
Like, let's call off the duel. And you win. And even Ox is like, what the heck? Like, she's taking it. Like, I would be that right now.
Ox is like super flabbergasted because this is like the first time somebody saved him. He basically agrees, but in saying that, hey, like in the name, like as if it's the duel, I'm gonna help you with that. So it's like so he still
that part, it was a bit emotional because because then he was like, this girl reminds me of the girl that I saved back then, but it would be disrespectful because
because she's probably a warrior.
Because she's strong and independent. It's like,
I gotta respect her,
dude.
If only he knew. He never realizes. So that I want to say that really hit me hard because it was literally Tiger's wish to, I don't even know, like be with Ox, fight with Ox, like show Ox how she grew.
Kind of like be on the same level.
Be on the same level. But Tiger, wow, she was awesome.
From there, it was just crazy. Like the next thing that happened, I was just like, get away from me. Like, what the heck?
We
just see this abomination. We just see this abomination that looks like rabbit.
Right.
Made out of
body parts. And it's coming after Ox. Ox is just like everyone's creeped out by this rabbit coming after him. But Rabbit looks like a mess now. Ox is like managing, like he's like, he actually is
getting in there, but like when he's about, like when he slices like Usagi's chest, Monkey gets out of there, out of nowhere, and
jumps out of Rabbit. Oh my gosh, like seriously, that's like a monkey trick right there. Dude. Ox, it was Rabbit was definitely going under the table, a lot of like unfair type stuff. It's like a rabbit punch. Like seriously, Ox would have had it. He definitely thought he could like slice Rabbit up again and like maybe have time. But Monkey, he definitely did not count for this. He gets pinned down, and Rabbit is kind of like cut apart. Like
he's still regenerating.
He's coming back together,
body parts together. But Monkey is
pinning Ox down, and so Ox now thinks like rapid fire mode. He's like, "Oh, she's pinning me down, so Rabbit can kill me and bring me back." And he's like, "Oh man, that's not right. Like, what would be right in this situation? Suicide?" And he's like thinking to himself,
kind of like killing himself.
This is going to be the right thing for me to do.
Then he notices someone.
Dang. Yeah.
Because this whole time we're missing someone. It's like,
that's right.
It's the rat.
The rat. Yeah.
And like, hey, I know you're there.
He just goes so undetected throughout this whole anime. Oh my god.
He's like, I know you're there. He's like, well, I just went to pick up explosives from ship.
Right.
I guess I gotta thank you because
Yeah.
the tiger killed the ship, and
And
I guess this is
way-
also Monkey's plan
Mhm.
because this is the only thing that
yeah.
will stop Usagi.
That's
and
right.
he's like,
Monkey told.
Yeah, and
gave him this
Ox
idea,
was
the
like,
explosive.
sounds about right. Yeah,
Yep.
that sounds like a good idea. Do
Yep.
it.
Do it.
Do it, young man.
yeah, that's right.
I don't know. I just felt it was a bit anticlimactic because it was like
that
it was like
part
okay,
specifically?
yeah, like throw explosive, everyone explodes,
Yeah,
and Rat is the winner.
That was a bit anticlimactic.
A
It's
part
a
of
battle royale.
Yeah.
It's
I
violent,
guess
gory anime. Yeah, it was anticlimactic.
But it was a bit anticlimactic. A part of me seriously thought that the Rat's power was kind of like time traveling or something.
Oh, really?
Which it was not far off.
It wasn't far off.
But I was like, maybe
you did
these guys
predict something like that.
Yeah, I was because
Okay.
I was thinking like, this Rat looks weird. Like the way he acts, the way
He's sus.
he handles himself is like it seems that he has seen stuff. Maybe he has some sort of weird time traveling power.
Okay. Pretty good prediction with how
and
this
also
anime is
now
going.
going to the part that I was talking.
Oh yes.
The ending.
Yeah.
If you pay attention to the ending, you can see the order in which each character was going to be
the
killed.
ending song?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay. And that's why Rat is at the very last one.
Rat is the very last one.
That's right, because you see Tiger.
Yeah, like at the
Then
very
you
beginning, you see Boar,
right? Yeah,
which was
she's the opening.
it's from the first episode. You see Boar, then you see Dog, then you see Chicken, then you see Monkey.
Yep.
Then you see the horse.
Yeah.
Then you see sheep.
Then you
see snake and dragon together.
Snake and dragon.
Then you see tiger.
Then tiger.
Then you see ox, and at the very end,
rabbit.
you see a rabbit looking back.
Oh.
Because everyone else.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was like because on the very first episode, I noticed this because like anime openings and anime endings.
Oh yes,
tend to spoil the anime a lot of times.
Yes, actually, that is very accurate.
And
okay, so you were paying attention to
and I have this bad habit, which sometimes is good habit. So a lot of times I skip the opening and the ending.
Oh, yes,
but always for the first episode, I watch the entire episode together.
Okay.
And we saw in the first episode Boar dying. And then I saw the ending, and I saw it, and I saw her first. And I was like,
so now you're
I don't think they would do that.
Are you kidding me?
Second episode, dog dies, and now I see the pattern, and it's like, okay, so Rat's winning.
Yeah.
How is he gonna do it?
How is he gonna win? Okay. So already throughout this whole time, you're thinking about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I already knew who was gonna die. Which a part of me is like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna watch to see how.
Yeah, just go with it. Yeah. Fascinating. Okay. Interesting.
But yeah, the other part of me was like, why anime endings? Like, why do you do that? Or why anime up? It's like, why do you spoil the entire anime with your song?
With the song. Seriously, yeah. Like
where are those simpler times where you would just have your main character running and stuff.
and maybe run with your closest friends. Maybe the villain runs too.
Yeah,
right. Oh, but no, yeah. Opening and endings, man. Dang.
But yeah, I feel so betrayed by the anime. I was like,
yeah, man. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Oh, dang.
Yeah, like if you didn't notice, it's like you like.
Oh yeah.
Ignorance is a bliss.
Oh, right.
Because it's like, I thought the song was great. And I was like,
just enjoy the show, go through each episode. Oh, yeah. Dang. That's intense.
So, yeah, just to finish up the last thing.
Yes, because the battle ending just like that is a bit anticlimactic. And when we get to the next couple parts, we see that there's quite a lot of time left, because it's not just like, it's like one anime episode left. It's like, that's a little bit more than just one episode. Okay. So he goes back to the tower, and he's basically talking with the main guy, and then he goes out and just gets killed. So it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
But then he's back talking with the guy. It's like, what? And then he goes out again and gets killed again. It's like, oh, okay, something's not right here.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you were really, really close. Almost on the money with his ability. His ability turns out to be looking at many, many different branching timelines or paths, choices basically, and then locking onto one of them and living.
Yeah.
Basically making it reality. Dang, that is really close to time travel though. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like it's a
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
a
and
really
he's
similar
thinking
idea.
like he's thinking in kill him the host.
Right.
He's still like when he just like about to like stand up to get his sword.
He
Like
thinks he could try.
he gets killed.
killing
Like
him. Yep.
he just tries to get away from the interview and also and he just like ends up
keeps
getting killed.
Yeah. Elevator. He goes through the elevator first. The cord gets snapped. He falls down. He gets pushed down the stairs. He gets like electrocuted when he tries to go to the sewers. He gets stabbed, hit by a car, I think, and like many, many others. That
I mean, that one could have been Isekai.
That would have been a pretty funny one. But yeah, he's like getting killed every single time. And this is the kicker. We get back to him sitting down at the table, and he's like thinking to himself, yeah, compared to the 99 out of 100 times I get killed in the war, 60% is much better odds at this point. And he's like, yeah, I like those odds.
Yeah. So he gets a wish granted. He's told.
Yeah. He's
like, okay, think about your wish.
He's like,
let me know
about it. Mm-hmm.
Go on with your life.
That's right. Yeah, and tell me when you're ready. And he's like, yeah.
And you know, he's this type of edgy high school student.
Yep. He hates other people.
Which, you know, it's understandable.
Trash.
Like, understandable at that age. Understandable.
Yeah.
And he's definitely not the one to have many friends.
That's right. And also, he doesn't have any ambitions of his own.
Yeah, because you know, he asked all of the all of the 11 warriors like
what their wish was.
What's your wish? And they're like, oh, peace, oh, friends, oh, a harem.
A harem of 3.5 billion men. It's like, okay, that's all the men in the world. Boar. Oh, so funny. I'm thinking it was like some sort of like appetite, you know, like gluttony maybe? I don't know. Anyway, and then he also asked like their motivations, like, why are you fighting also? Which I think was at least probably giving all the other warriors some sort of like oh, you're human, what are your like desires? Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's trying to like get a feel of every other warrior. The dog surprised me that he had a daughter. Yeah, that was really surprising. Out of everyone,
he was probably the most wholesome one.
He kind of was, yeah. Despite how he looked, and the teacher to boot. Yeah, seriously. Rat is just.
Yeah, he's like, whoa, why did I win? Because I'm the only one who didn't have desire or ambition. And he starts, you know, making a list of all these things.
Yeah.
That he would like. But those are things that he could actually make true. And he also come up with counter arguments. Kind of like
for each one of them.
Yeah. He's like, oh,
that was the scary part, actually.
Yeah, that was the philosophical, kind of like childish part. Because he starts thinking about a lot of scenarios.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Oh, what if I had X-ray vision? Oh, but then like, and he lists off the drawback to each one. Oh man, I was tempted to screenshot as many as I can, but I didn't. Anyway.
Yeah,
There was
some
so
of them
many of them.
were wacky,
They were, yeah.
and yeah, a lot of them were like, yeah, you can do them.
Yeah.
You can make all of those things happen. And he was you know going crazy because he's like, oh, all these people died just for me to to be hesitant about what I want, because I don't know what I want.
Yeah, and on top of that, he keeps going to high school and he keeps thinking about this stuff, and like when he goes into the classroom, he keeps saying like disappear, and like and he's even toying with these really high school immature ideas. Yeah, totally. So yeah, for him to wrestle with getting a wish granted, he is at the end of his ropes. He like literally couldn't think of anything.
Yeah. And his actual wish,
yeah,
I guess he was good, but at the same time, I was a bit disappointed.
Okay. Yes, I was.
I mean,
I had a certain feeling that maybe called disappointment, but I'll describe it.
Something inside me is like, oh, it feels kind of bit disappointing.
Yeah, maybe
because he's going crazy, and the host is like, so what's your wish? He's like,
he meets you up
like I clean slate. I want to forget everything.
Yeah, and he's really distraught. He's like, he says, let me forget. And dang, it really
and it's like, okay, wish granted. And then next thing you see is like him again going to high school, and just this average high school boy without friends, just going in there but without a worry in the world, and he's like just sleeping, and his classmates are like this guy, does he not have any worries, anything, any ambition? He's like,
desire?
Nope. But he looks
peaceful.
He looks like peaceful. Yeah. It's like,
and that was the end.
Yeah.
Like that's the end.
Yeah.
Of
and
the whole show, the whole anime.
You could have wished for the the battle royale to end. Because
maybe that could be.
I don't know if that was part of his list, because I mean, I know that one of his wishes was to revive all of them, but then he was like,
he debated that one.
There were a few of them. Rabbit, for example, that he didn't want to. He didn't really.
Yeah, he didn't want to revive all the people because some were evil. He even thought about, or
just reviving one. He was like, why revive only one? It's like,
like Monkey, for example. Yeah. And he also even thought like maybe I should grant somebody else's wish or everybody's wishes. Yeah, it was intense. Like he really thought of many different things. Choosing to forget. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the part that I was like,
it's like disappointing. I want to say it made me feel like kind of like hollow, but in the sense that you get over something maybe, but like, man, like going through this show, all of its emotional up and down, seeing Rat get really distraught, and then having it all basically get wiped out. Yeah, that was like, holy.
Yeah.
What a weird.
It was definitely where I was like, oh, Brian, why do you make me watch this?
Oh yeah, I just love it though. I do love that feeling of just, he chose to forget it because he thought not even that it was like the best thing, just that as long as he can forget, he can like get away from it or be done with it. I thought that was a really cool part. I liked just the overall.
Yeah, I do get it. Like, that part was a bit poetic, but at the same time,
it was a poetic thing. Yeah,
a part of me was like,
that.
I mean, that was possibly the best answer. You're like, okay, I did the thing that you wanted. I don't want it anymore. So it was like, make me forget. It was like, I don't want any to be any part of this. It's like, I cannot change anything. Things are done. Okay, because we also never knew what the people placing bets.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We didn't even mention about that. Yeah. And how it affects the countries of the world.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we never get any explanation.
Yeah, I started to think like maybe Japan knows something that we don't.
Oh yeah. Gosh dang, that's crazy
but yeah,
stuff. Crazy stuff, man.
Weird anime definitely.
Yeah, it just hits you in a different way.
Yeah, I don't think I will watch it again. So
Oh yeah.
a one-time watch. So yeah, if you haven't watched it,
It was intense.
and if you like this kind of like type of gory fighting, a bit psychological,
Yeah.
go for it.
With maybe a little bit of like existential crisis of like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah, give this a try. Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for watching this episode.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Yep, we'll see you next week with an exciting episode of another anime.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to that one.
Nice. All right, so yeah, see you next time. And keep watching anime. Bye.
Yeah. What the day?